walked in here supporting Hillary Clinton, raise your hands. It's half of you. How many of you are still supporting Hillary Clinton? Only a small percentage. So who won the debate?
Bernie Sanders!
Give me a word or phrase to describe Bernie Sanders tonight.
For the people.
Strong.
Straightforward.
Confident.
Insider and outsider.
Direct.
Sincere.
Powerful.
Educator.
Smart.
But he's a socialist.
Sounds like Larry David, if you know what Larry David sounds like. All right, joining us on the Malzberg panel is Brad Hirschfield, author of You Don't Have to Be Wrong for Me to Be Right, president of CLAL, and also Adam Thompson, senior partner and owner of the Adam Thompson Law Offices and syndicated talk show host. Gentlemen, let me start with you, all the way from Jerusalem, if I may, Brad, and that is, I thought Bernie Sanders won this debate. I'm no Democrat, but there was a room full of Democrats, most of them Hillary supporters, on Fox with Luntz after the debate, and they all shouted Bernie Sanders won the debate.
Yeah, listen, I think it was a fascinating thing. He certainly had the best line of the evening. The only problem was it helped Hillary. He said, I don't want to hear any more about the email. But listen, if people would like to see a Republican win the White House, they should all be in favor of Bernie Sanders getting the nomination. I think the real winner last night, in light of that response, may have been Joe Biden, who I gotta believe was sitting at home thinking, this might really be my moment.
What about, Adam, if you could take your mind off the season premiere of The Walking Dead, which was this past Sunday, what'd you think of the debate?
I thought Bernie killed it. I think he went there with the momentum he had from all his rallies, and it continued on stage. He came across as very authentic, and that's what this is all about. For people that didn't know what he stood for or what he was about, they could look in his eyes, he meant what he said, and he came across very specific in all of his answers, and he made it very clear that he's on a manhunt against the 1%. And guess who's part of that 1%?
Hillary!
Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
So she couldn't run and duck and hide because she's part of that problem. When she's taking money from Wall Street and giving $250,000 to speak for an hour, she's part of the problem he's trying to change.
Well, then he should be on
then
he's on a man and woman hunt. Let's not forget the sex card that she played, the gender card that she played. But what does it say, Brad, about the Democratic Party when they're asked, do black lives matter or do all lives matter? And only one of them, only Jim Webb, who should be a Republican anyway, had the had the common sense to say all lives matter. Not one of the others could mouth those words.
Right. I think the problem here is, Steve, that it's a good example of a very bad problem. That in the name of sensitivity to any one group, however appropriate it may be, people lose their moral center. And they forget that all lives do matter. I even understand the argument that it's Black Lives Matter too, and it's an emphasis, but these are presidential candidates. These are people who want to become the president of the United States of all of us. And for them not to have used that moment to do exactly what you just said and stand up and say, with whatever we have to do to make the black community safer, all lives matter.
Right.
And until all Americans understand that, none of the specific group life matters matter.
I asked that to Brad because he's a Democrat, but I want both of you to hear this.
No, I'm not.
You're not a Democrat? Okay. I thought you were a
Here's
Democrat.
the
I want you guys to hear the State Department explain the Palestinian slaughter of Israeli civilians in Jerusalem today and in the past few days. Listen.
I think what we're saying is that both sides need to, as their leaders, need to express the fact that both sides need to decrease the tensions that are leading to ongoing incidents of violence. But you're asking me to assign blame, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's a consistent message that both sides need to take actions to reduce tensions, to stop the cycle of violence that's currently taking place. And as I said, to uphold the status quo of Haram al-Sharif and the Temple
Mount. All right, before we get to Brad, who's in Jerusalem, Adam?
This is as disgusting as it gets. I'm so sick of this, Steve. It's Palestinian Muslim terrorists killing Jews every day. Period. It has to stop. And we have an administration that doesn't have the guts or the balls to just come out and say it's extreme behavior by the Palestinian terrorists and put the blame where it belongs. Every speech is both sides or the
Right.
Jews and the Israel. It's never
Brad,
clearly what the problem is.
you're in Jerusalem. What do you tell me what you're seeing and what you make of this?
Look, these are very difficult days. I largely agree with Adam. By the way, that same statement made 2 weeks ago, I'm actually interested in hearing. But I'd like to know what the White House and the State Department would
No,
like
wait.
the response
This
to
wasn't
be.
made. Wait. This wasn't made 2 weeks ago.
No, I said if it had been,
Oh.
I would have been willing. See, if it had been,
Okay.
I would have been willing to listen to it. But I want to be clear. Making that statement today is frankly obscene. I would like to know what the State Department and the White House would like the response to be when on a daily basis, including today, people are stabbed in the streets simply for the crime of being Jewish.
Well,
Buses-
Brad, you know the reason.
People
Obama will tell you it's settlements. Settlements equal dead Jews, and Obama couldn't give a rat's behind. I thank both of you, Adam and Brad. We're coming back with Bill Kristol. Are you one of the millions of Americans whose thyroid gland isn't functioning the way it's supposed to? Well, now there's hope to change all that. Actilin is a premium nutritional supplement designed to support optimal thyroid function. Actilin is a comprehensive supplement designed to help support adrenal health, thyroid function, energy, and your immune system. Learn how you can get a 30-day trial bottle of Actilin with our special offer. You pay only $4.95 for shipping and handling on your initial bottle with enrollment in our Smart Ship program. Sign up today to get a risk-free trial of Actilin by visiting actilintrial.com or by calling 1-866-439-3343. You'll be glad you did.